What is up, everybody, and welcome to the Random Encounter Podcast, episode 144. I'm your host, James, and I'm joined by the Dress Rear Master, the dominant himself, Mr. Bryant.
Hello, everyone.
Got that nice Metroid shirt. That is a dope Metroid shirt, I gotta say.
Thank you. I like it too. I was
And
like, I
okay.
liked it a lot, but it's like I have so many shirts, and it's like, do I really need another one? But I kept looking at. I'm like, yeah, I need another one.
And we have the return of the fanboy himself, Mr. Phaneckswhy.
What's up?
Is that portable like neck like AC thing? I said AC
Nice.
thing, fan thing. That's what I meant. I need one of those because like all day today
It's
been
fans
hot.
fan.
Yeah, it's fan,
Yep.
right? It's been hot and I'm hot right now. Like my AC vent is like on that side, and I just put it to lower the temperature. And I assume it's blowing air. I don't feel it. I'm like sweating. Well, you can't see it because of camera, right? But I am sweating and it's like hot. But anyways, we don't. I don't know. We're gonna have a lot to cover today because there's some mixed reactions that we have there. But there was some news that appeared after Gamescom. For those of you who don't know, we did do a live stream of the Kirby Air Riders Nintendo Direct, the Zillia reveal, and then we did Gamescom opening night live, which wasn't that great at all. But we're gonna go ahead and dive into those things. There's a lot of news that happened after opening night live. They came through more exciting news, in my opinion. So we are definitely gonna discuss that stuff. But before we begin, as always, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Follow over on Twitch. Also, don't forget we do have the podcast on both Apple Podcasts and Spotify, so you can go ahead and hear just the audio version on those platforms, whichever platform you prefer. Let's go ahead and start diving directly into Kirby Air Riders. Did everybody here watch the Kirby Air Riders Direct?
Pieces.
Okay. So I'm gonna give my first thoughts there while you guys gather your thoughts, because this is a game that I never played. I never played the original Kirby Air Riders. And I've heard about it, but I remember like seeing a little bit of it. I was like, wow, this is kind of dumb. A racing Kirby game, like how cool can that be? And I really just like blew it past and never bothered to revisit it. But Ash, who will be joining us a little bit later, has has played the game, and he loves the game and he's super excited. And I gotta say, after watching this direct, I am a believer. I think it's really a cool looking game. It looks like a fun game, something a little bit different of Mario Kart, or almost, I would say it's like a hybrid between F-Zero and Mario Kart, because you are going really fast, and then you have items like Mario Kart, but the tracks and everything are just a little bit different. And what they're doing with the game is pretty neat. I love Sakurai's presentation. Like the way he presents and talks is just pretty awesome. He's very he's a bunch of different things. He's charismatic, so like you listen to him, you're really like in it, listening to the stuff that he does. He's very knowledgeable on just game design and everything overall. If you haven't watched his YouTube series that he's had on his own personal channel, where he goes over game development, it's really good. It's a lot of great information. He talks about like just his thought process on Smash, but not only that, just game development in general, and just video games in general, which is pretty cool. But he's also like funny and fun to call out things that he knows what the public's thinking, showing that he is always seeing what other people are thinking. One of them that stuck out to me right in the beginning, he's like, you might be asking yourself, so why do we have Kirby Air Riders if it looks exactly like Mario Kart? He goes, well, and he starts explaining Kirby Air Riders. He goes, well, yeah, I guess in the end it is exactly like Mario Kart. And, which was funny because a lot of us are thinking that, but he kind of confirms it basically is like Mario Kart. But Nintendo had asked him while he was working on the DLC for Smash Bros. Ultimate to do the Kirby Air Riders game. He just said he was busy with the DLC, so he wouldn't have enough time to get to it. Of course, after he finished the DLC, he started working on Kirby Air Riders. Also, in his little, I forgot what they call it. I don't think he called it Developer Direct. I forgot what his series was, but he did say that he had hints all around there, which I do remember hearing multiple times, saying that he's already working on his new game. Everybody always assumed it was the next Smash Bros. Game, but it wasn't. It was Kirby Air Riders. But going based off of the presentation, the direct we had, which was 45 minutes long, there's a lot of cool things they showed off. They showed
Surprisingly
off.
long.
We'll say it again.
Surprisingly long, by the way.
Yeah, surprisingly long, and compared to another showcase that we
In-depth.
watched that same day, it was a lot more exciting, I would say. Like it had my
Long and in-depth.
attention. Yes, very in depth on every single thing. Kind of like what he did with the Smash Directs, where he would just go into every little detail and also preview what he's talking about right after, which is always pretty cool. He showcased like the courses, the different what do you call them? Like vehicles, I guess. The different types of vehicles, the different characters. He had like a Smash intro for each character that was coming to the game, which was pretty cool. He kind of like previewed music, which is nice. He went in depth on like the music process on how he had this like water, like beach type of level, which is pretty dope. And saying that most of the times you hear that you think of like Latin American music, but it's not. He went a different approach when it came to the music design for that level. He showed off, I believe it's called, I forgot the name of it, City Run, I think it's called, where it's kind of like a battle royale. I think he mentioned 16 people at once. You're inside this giant like open world. You're collecting different power ups. You're racing around. There's different mini races that would appear in a time span. So like I think 5 minutes was like the minimum you can go. So like within this time span, different little mini races will go. You can go ahead and join those races, do a couple things there, and then at the end it will tally up all those power ups, and then you would do a final race or a final event, and then you kind of like go through that until the winner's decided, which is pretty cool. Very similar to Smash Run, where you're in a giant like map and it's a side scroller, but you're fighting enemies, getting power ups based off of those enemies. If you die, you lose those power ups, and then at the end they tally up all your different power ups, and then you do a final battle to see who's victorious there. But I really like it. It's coming out in October, or I'm sorry, in November, which I thought that was going to be I honestly thought that that was the date for Metroid was going to be November, but now I don't know. Like maybe Metroid is a December game because I don't see it coming out next month. It could be Shadow Drop. I just don't think it's actually going to come out in September. I feel like that's just too soon, but Nintendo is known for shadow dropping stuff. They did that with Metroid Prime Remastered. They shadow dropped that day one. So it's possible. I just don't think a game like Metroid Prime 4 they would want to do that. They would definitely want a heads up because that is going to be one of their bigger games. Brian, what about you? What are your thoughts on this?
So I never played. I'm gonna keep screwing this up. So it's Kirby's Air Ride is the GameCube one, and then Kirby Air Riders is the new one, right?
I believe so. I thought it was Kirby Air Rider and then Riders, but it might be Air Ride and then Air Riders. Maybe I am confusing it too.
Okay, I'm gonna look it up because it's very important for me to get this terminology down. So
yes,
let's see.
You're right. Air Ride
I was
for
right?
GameCube, Air Riders for Switch.
Okay. So let's look at one other thing. No, why is it doing that? That's weird. Okay. Oh, okay. Anyway, so I never played the original because honestly, the reviews always kind of put me off for it because like all the gaming magazines I read back in the day, or GameSpot and all that stuff, they kind of really gave it middling reviews, and I wasn't in a position when I was a kid to just like buy a game that was anything less than like really good, just from like a monetary standpoint. So I never really gave it a shout because it wasn't good enough for asking my mom to buy it for me or whatever. Like I'd rather have spent my money on like or her money rather on like Eternal Darkness or Mario Kart Double Dash or whatever. So I never really played Kirby's Air Ride ever in any capacity, just because I'd always read it wasn't that great. So I mean, I will say though that this Kirby Direct or whatever, like it did make the game look interesting. I mean, they added a whole new button on it. That was a huge discourse. Is, oh my god, it's going from just the A button to now you get to do the A and I don't know if it was like the B button or I don't remember what button it was. He said that it works that you do the game with now. But yeah, I mean, like if the quality is there, like it was with Smash Brothers and stuff, and if like they can bring it up to that level, and it's like a really solid racing game, or I guess they don't even want to call it a racing game, they want to call it like a battle game that has like racing elements or something like that. Like, yeah, I'll definitely give it a shot. I'll probably pick it up or whatever, but I'm not pre-ordering it or anything until reviews come out because that game, it's going to really depend on what the kind of consensus is surrounding it before we throw down the money. But I mean, the track record of Sakurai has been stellar. The software that Nintendo's released for Switch and Switch 2, that's first party. Well, I guess technically it'd be first party. Even though I guess it's not. It's what is it, Halen Bandai Namco or whatever. So it's like kind of first party or whatever. So yeah, it'll probably be at least really good. So I'll wait and see what the reviews say, and if they're good, then I'll pick it up. But I'm sure that Ash has some thoughts on Kirby Air Riders. I'm gonna keep screwing it up. That we'll hear from shortly here.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. That is one thing. I'm glad that you mentioned that. It is one thing that he did mention, that this is actually not really developed by Nintendo. It's Sora, right, which is Sakurai's company, with Bandai Namco, where the original one was HAL Laboratories and Sora. I think it's what, Sora Unlimited is his company. I can't remember exactly what it is. But yeah, this is with Bandai Namco, which is funny because Nintendo has been partnering with Bandai Namco quite a lot since the Switch years. If you look at the a lot of the games and just see the credits, Bandai Namco is in a lot of their first party games. They were in Smash Bros, of course, which co-developed Smash Bros, which a lot of people didn't realize. But yeah, they helped co-develop Smash Bros, which was pretty cool. There's just a couple of other games that I can't think of off the top of my head, but they were involved in a lot of games. They were actually the original developers for Metroid Prime 4 before they restarted and had what are they called? The Donkey Kong Retro Studios do the game. So that is kind of cool. Fan, what are your thoughts on this game?
It looked fun. Like, I thought it was just like, again, I never played Kirby's Air Ride. I thought it was just another Nintendo racing game like Diddy Kong Racing, F-Zero, Mario Kart. So many racing games, freaking Snowboard Kids. Like, they had like so many racing games on Nintendo with all their IPs. Yeah. So I never played it because it didn't really interest me. But Air Riders, I don't know how much of Air Ride is similar, or how much Air Riders is similar to Air Ride in terms of gameplay and modes and stuff like that. But what they showed was interesting. Looked fun. I like that. You just press one button and just kind of just tilt left and right. You don't really have to move forward or anything. And they also added the mechanic of like the charge boost and stuff like that. The city trial thing was kind of cool. So I assume that was part of the old one, because in the chat, like when I was watching the stream, a lot of people were going crazy about the city trial stuff.
Yeah.
And I thought that was kind of cool how you can kind of like take other chariots or vehicles and boost them up by getting items. Like, so, where in Mario Kart, you're limited by whatever vehicle you pick, right? And then you just have to keep playing the game to unlock more vehicles. Or in this one, yes, certain vehicles have certain abilities, but how well it drives will depend on what items you pick up. So,
and also
kind of cool.
And also your character, like, he did go in depth on, like,
Yeah,
not unlike Mario Kart.
abilities.
Yeah, unlike Mario Kart, where each character is kind of like the same, and really
The
your
only
cart is
special
really
abilities is
what
the
changes.
items you grab.
Yeah, you get special abilities, but each character also affects the cart as well. So, if you have like King Dedede and then he showed off like Kirby, you have different stats because of the size and the weight and all of that of each character, which I thought was pretty neat. Bringing an extra layer to that fun mechanic. Something that a lot of people were kind of upset about Mario Kart World, myself included, it's that like there's like really like 3 or 4 cart types in Mario Kart World, and that's really it. Characters don't mean anything. It's really just the vehicles, and like I said, there's 4 types, and then you have multiple versions of those same vehicles that have the same stats, which is kind of lame there. Ash, you are the one that's, I think, most excited about Kirby Air Riders compared to all of us, since you've played Kirby's Air Ride. So I'm curious to hear your thoughts. What is it about this game that you're excited for specifically?
Everything. I can't I can't specify one because everything they were talking about in the Air Riders Direct, they essentially just improved everything from
Mhm. The
I
original game?
can't talk.
Yeah.
Original game, yes. And I just can't wait for bro. I'm already sold. I'm like, I'm
Mhm.
about to drop $70 day one. I don't care. And the thing is too, is like I had some like friends that were curious about the game too, and they were specifically asking me because I'm not a person that's typically a Kirby fan, right? But I'm like really excited about this particular game and stuff. So that's when they were like more curious about like my point of view on what this game is about. And I told, hey, listen, ignore the Metacritics. Like I know it says 61 on Metacritic, but those people didn't understand the vision. Okay, this is why so many people were up and down about City Trial during the live stream because it's fun. It's a fun game. It's a fun mode. Like you can't argue with that. So I know some of you guys are probably going to be waiting in maybe like a week or so to see how reviews come in, but I can tell you this much: it's probably not going to be the same like last time because I think a lot of when the people gave the Metacritic reviews or something like that. I forgot how Metacritic works, obviously, but at the time they just didn't understand on how this racing game was like a different racing game compared to others and stuff.
Yeah,
And then as
so
they
real quick,
yeah,
Ash, Metacritic is basically it grabs the reviews from a bunch of sources and then it averages it out.
so like more known sources like IGN and other
Yeah,
places.
like
Yeah,
IGN, Nintendo Life, GameSpot, and other places
Yeah,
like
because I
that.
was
It'll
gonna
take
say, I mean, like, I don't even think Metacritic was really around when the original Kirby's Air Ride came out. Like, I got my information from like gaming magazines and like gaming websites that were
Mhm.
written by journalists who played it. You know?
I mean, it somehow got a 61. I don't know. So I
Mm.
mean, yeah. So like, my thing is that like I think it's weird for me to say this is that like I know some a good amount of people want to rely off of like review scores, which you shouldn't. Just play the game yourself and see what happens. You
Yep.
know, you might wind up liking it. Like there's
Mhm.
so many other games that are they're pretty they're not or known to not be good. Like Shadow the Hedgehog, for example. I still love the game, but the game this it's probably like the second worst game in Sonic history and stuff. And literally the absolute worst game is Sonic 06. The
Mhm.
console version of it, not the PC version. So like
Was there a PC
yeah,
version of that
this
game? I don't think there was.
no, there's a PC version, meaning that
Oh,
there's a
like the
like
mod,
a
like
redone
through
yeah, the mod.
emulation. Yeah.
Yeah. No, not through emulation. There's actually like a PC version of the game out there.
Mm.
I forgot the name of it, but I actually have it downloaded on my PC. But essentially, so somebody grabbed all the assets of 06 and do their own unique code to pretty much make almost like a PC port of the game and stuff. Because
Mhm.
what they did is that they grab segments of levels, but not the whole complete game and stuff. Yeah,
Oh,
I'll
okay.
send it to you later on. Stuff is great.
Mm.
It's great. But yeah, it's what can I say, man? I'm 100% down for this. A couple of things I wish I mean, there's more surprises for this as like the day goes by, but I hope they like implement some cool Nintendo Switch 2 features like they did with Mario Kart World, where like when you're playing with Game Chat with your friends and you see their webcams and stuff. If they could do that in Kirby Air Riders for Siege Trial, that'd be great. The other thing too is that, which I highly doubt Nintendo's going to allow this, since they want to be like a family friendly company first, is that they should add proximity chat for public city trial. That would be the funniest thing I'll ever experience in my life, because it would be pure mayhem. People would be calling each other names and stuff. I mean, that would be just hilarious. Like I don't know about y'all, but I'll be down for that, especially if it's proximity chat. It would make things a lot more fun. So, but yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it. You remember the last character I was telling you about they showed at the end of the direct?
Yeah.
So I was talking with my sister. She's actually a super fan of Kirby and stuff, and she told me that that's actually a character from my previous game, apparently. And I'm like,
Oh,
Okay.
okay. I'm like,
What
okay.
game?
She didn't specify, but I'll ask her again later on. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's interesting. All right, he's been around, but cool. I don't know why they have to show him off like that. Because in my perspective, I thought the way they showed him without a name tag, I thought he's a new character or something.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Same here.
yeah. So like, yeah, I'm gonna have a blast, and it sucks I have to wait till November. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm happy.
No, I'm excited for the game, and I think it's a day one buy for me. Like I can't see myself not getting it unless, I don't know, maybe another game comes out that month that I'm more excited about, but I doubt it. There's something else will replace that. So yeah, I'm super excited for Kirby Air Riders. That officially comes out. I should have put up the date on there. Let
I
me.
think it's November 4th. I think.
Is it
I think it's. I know it's sometime in November,
November
which I'm like, damn,
20th? So
damn.
yeah, November
Make it the
20th.
4th. Make it the
Yeah,
4th, please.
right before Black Friday. So
Insane,
yeah.
man.
But it's gonna be fun. I'm excited to play it, and yeah, I can't wait to get my hands on it. It looks unique enough that I think it's. I don't know. Honestly, I think this might be a bigger game than Mario Kart World. I think this might
Yeah, same
be
here.
a lot more fun, but
Same
we'll
here,
have to
man.
wait and
Same here.
see. Um, yeah, we'll wait and see how that goes. All right, moving on to the next topic. I was gonna jump right into GamesCom, but I'm actually gonna leave that towards the end because I want to talk about these Switch 2 edition games that were announced throughout the day. I mean, all of them were, I think, announced today, which was kind of funny. But I really want to talk about it. Starting off with the one that I'm actually the most excited about because we talked about this at the Gamescom opening night live, 2 days ago, where I was kind of bummed out, and that is Trails in the Sky First Chapter. We were talking about how there
Oh
is
yeah.
no Switch edition of this game, and then this morning they released that there will be a Switch edition of the game. It's $1 upgrade, but it's
Just
weird
$1.
because apparently they're not selling the Switch 2 edition of the game like by itself. Meaning whether it's digitally or physically, you can't buy it by yourself. You have to buy the Switch 1 version and then pay $1 for the upgrade. I don't know why that's the case, but like if you look on Nintendo's website, it's not available to purchase. I've looked at their press release and the wording that they use, which is Gung Ho is the Gung Ho Entertainment. They're the one that are, I guess, publishing the game. I guess you could say their wording makes it sound like they're not doing a standalone version of the game, which I don't care, right? I will buy the Switch 1, but they were saying like, yeah, you can buy the Switch 1 collector's edition and of course just pay the $1 upgrade to get the Switch 2 version. But I'm super excited for this game. Like I was listening to a demo drop. It's available today on PS5 and PC. The Switch version of the demo is not available yet, which was kind of weird. I thought it would, come out sometime like right now, but it's still not available. I don't know since we've been talking if it's available, but at least as of before this podcast was being done or after we hit the start streaming, the demo is not available on Switch yet. But yeah, I'm excited for this game. Is anybody else going to pick up this game because this is the first in the Trials or the Trails series, and I've always wanted to get into the series. It's kind of like what's the word I look for, like intimidating because there's so many games. Yeah, and I didn't know where to start, but everybody's saying this is the first game they made, and this is the perfect entry point. It's of course it's the first game, so I'm excited.
Yeah, it's true. I started playing that game so many years ago. I haven't completed it, of course, but with this coming out, I probably is going to do like a fresh restart and this play the remake and make instead of finish the OG. Or and once maybe I'm done with the remake, I might just go back to the OG and complete that as well. But at first I wasn't, and I told you this in the Gamescom stream, is that I wasn't gonna get the one for the Switch because I mean if we're only gonna have a Switch 1 version and no upgrade path to Switch 2, I might as well just get something off PC or something like that. But since they have this now and they only asking for $1 for an upgrade, sign me up, damn. Like let's go. So yeah, I'm extremely excited. Can't wait for this. When is it gonna come out again?
This comes out September.
Oh,
I think it's gonna release this year. Yeah.
Oh crap. That's next month. That's insane.
September 19th.
Oh, that's insane. So we're gonna get for September. We're gonna get Hollow Knight Silk Song first on September 4th, and then after that, then we're gonna get Trails of the Skies on the 14th, 19th. You said 19th. Yeah. So I'm just like, wow. That's It's already looking stacked, man. It's great. I love it. So.
Bryant,
at least it's $1.
Yeah, $1 upgrade. Are you guys gonna pick that up too, Bryant and Fan?
I don't know, maybe I've never played it before. I know you just mentioned it's like the first one or whatever, but those games I hear are just like incredibly, like they're like kind of like Persona and like how in depth they are and like how far it goes with like characters and relationships and stories, and it seems like a very imposing series to pick up. So I don't know, maybe we'll see, but that just screams to me if I got into that, that's just like one more thing I'm gonna have to invest like 150 hours into after I'm about to finish Death Stranding 2 on the beach. Like right now, that seems like the last thing I want to do.
No, I get you with that. How about you, Fan?
I mean, probably not right away. Just I got too many games that I need to finish.
I hear you. So I guess me and Ash are the only ones that are looking forward to it. Like honestly, the battle music is amazing. Just while setting up all of this, I was playing the battle music to the remake because, of course, you know how people are. They right when the demo comes in, they start uploading all the music to YouTube. So we'll listen to the
So wait,
music. Yeah.
how does it sound? Because I haven't heard the remake battle music. Is it better than the OG, or do you think it's about the same?
It's hard. There, how can I put it? The essence is the same, but it's different enough because they use certain like different instruments in certain parts that I don't know. Like part of me likes the original version a little bit more. So
I see.
it's
Okay.
it's kind of weird, yeah. And the original version or the battle music, there's I think 4 different variations because they've done the battle music a few different times. But the one
Mhm.
for the original game, I still think it's a little bit better. But I do like it's close enough that it's still really, really good, right? It's not like some of the remixes in Final Fantasy 7 like remake, I would say, for example. I think the PlayStation 1 version sound a little bit better. This is not a case of that, right? Where sometimes they remake a song and it kind of loses its essence and kind of what it's about. This is not what's happening here. So I'm excited. I'm excited to play it. Like I've been debating, like, do I play the demo right now on PS5? But it's a prologue demo and it carries over your progress to the full game. So I'm like, I'll just wait for the Switch demo. But then at the same time, I want to play it already. The combat looks pretty neat because I haven't seen anything about it, and I decided to check it out today to see what like people are saying about it. And from what I'm getting, I don't know if this is accurate because, like I said, I haven't played it. But from what it looks like, is you can choose to play it as an action RPG or as a turn-based, and it's
Oh,
just
that's
yeah,
different.
it is.
That's
It's
drastically different.
totally
Okay.
different, and it's
Yeah.
like you can do physical attacks on an enemy and beat them, or what happens if you press square, you change your tactics and your fight style changes to turn-based, and then you just do normal turn-based combat.
That's interesting. Yeah. Yeah, that's really, really interesting because
Yeah,
I don't think that existed in the OG at all. It was just
it
turn
isn't.
it
It's
was just
just
turn based. That's
turn-based.
it.
Yeah, and it kind of seems like
Yeah.
it's an
Yeah.
evolution of what kind of like Refantasio had, right? Meta for me Refantasio, where you can do action or like turn-based. And it seems like it's similar to that,
Mhm.
except that you can fully do action or fully do turn based, depending on that. So that's what kind of like really got me excited. I was like, man, so you're telling me that like maybe if I get bored of doing turn based, which I never will, but maybe I just want to breeze through these enemies, I could do action like that. That is dope. So I am super excited to play this game, and I think everybody here should play it. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a great game. I'm excited to play it.
Just be careful, James. Just be careful.
Yeah, I'll
Because
be careful because
once you go in, you know how many games are in the series, bro.
I know.
And
I know.
That's
I'll
what I
have to
was
you
wait.
beat it, once you beat it, you want more. So you want to go for the sequel, and you love the
I'll
sequel. And
have
you're
to
like,
wait
damn,
for the
what?
remakes of all of them. Then that would help me not jump to these
That'll
games.
be your limit. That'll be your limit. That's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. Okay.
All right. The next game that I wanted to talk about is East 10 Proud Nordic. Bryant mentioned this in the chat. That is coming out in 2026 for PC and Switch 2 over here in the West. Funny enough, like it seems like there won't be a PS5 or Xbox released on this
At
specific
least right
version.
away.
At least right away, yeah. They specifically said just Switch 2 and PC. The neat thing about this game, which is probably going to be a day one pick for me, is one I did been wanting to try this. We talked about it before. Brian has talked about it before. That it's a franchise that I've been wanting to get into. My brother has played it back in the days when we had the PSP, and of course we hacked it so that you can get games. my brother went and put that game on his PSP, and he loved it, and he said that I should really play it. I just never got around to it. And I decided, like, maybe I'll get to it eventually. I remember one came out for the Vita and never bought it because I was just like, whatever. But this game specifically, I really want to get it. And it's for one reason alone, that this seems to be the first game outside of Metro Prime 4 that we know that is going to be 120 FPS on Switch 2. They officially announced that it's 120 FPS on the Switch 2, which is pretty
Isn't
dope.
Silk Song going to be 120 FPS?
I don't know. Is it? Because I know Mina the Hollower is, but those are more like 2D art style. So okay. I guess I should rephrase it. It's going to be the first big like 3D looking game that's 120 FPS, right? That's not a 2D like side scroller because Mina the Hollower is 120 FPS. Maybe Silk Song is 120 FPS. I'm not sure about that. But if it is, that's also like a side scroller as well. Where Metro Prime 4 is fully 3D. That's going to be 120 FPS. And then now we have East 10 Proud Nordic, which will also be 120 FPS on Switch 2, which makes it a game that I definitely want to buy because I would love to test out this game on the Switch 2. Yeah, what are you guys' thoughts about that? Especially with the 120 FPS.
So is Proud Nordic the Switch version?
Proud Nordic, like the Ultra version.
Yeah, like the definitive edition where they added stuff. They upped the graphics because I believe Proud Nordic originally, I think that released on the PS4 as well. And then let me fact check myself on that because I know there's something I thought that released on PS4. Yes, East 10 Nordic was the original one. Platforms. Yeah, it released on PS4, then PS5, and OG Switch. And now you have Proud Nordic.
It's just like a re-release with some.
Yeah, it's an enhanced version. They upped the graphics and stuff like that for this. So because the original game was released in 2023 on the PS4, this version is just basically getting rid of the PS4 standard, and you're just getting all the PS5/Switch 2 goodness, and PC, of course, goodness there. But yeah, are you guys thinking of picking this up?
I absolutely will. Because I've been holding off from buying Nordics because I knew this version existed. So I'm like, I'm not gonna buy it and then buy the freaking the Proud version or whatever because I knew this was gonna happen, and I feel so vindicated that I waited and I didn't buy it even when it was on sale.
What were we gonna say, Ash?
It's I have like a bit of a weird history with the East. That's what you pronounce it, right? East.
Yeah, East. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so I remember playing one East game. I don't remember which one it was. Which that's the problem with me. Even if I want to hop into it, where do I even start? Are they anthologies or like?
I think they're all their own thing.
They're all their own thing. There was this one particular one. This game, it looked a bit old. Still action, but there were like little 16-bit sprites were running around in like a 3D isometric plane. I don't know which one this one is though.
Probably one of the first three.
Yeah, probably one of the first three, and like I don't remember owning it either. I don't think I have it. I think I was playing off of somebody else's computer. Oh, oh, wait a minute. What the heck? Oh, okay, all right. I think the one I played was East Origin. I actually do have that.
Okay. Oh, you got it on PC?
Yeah. E7. Okay, hold on a second. Let me double check my thing. Okay, East Origin I owned. E7 I never played. That's what I thought. Somebody else in my Steam family bought East Nordics. Okay, so you're saying that the Switch 2 version is coming out later, but Nordics is still available right now for you to get from Steam, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, it is. Nordics is on Steam. Okay. It's just not the Proud version.
What's the Proud version? Like, what's that about?
It's like the definitive edition.
Yeah, enhanced like graphics, frame rate, stuff like that.
Oh, okay. And the Switch 2 version is going to have all those enhancements too?
Yeah, it's going to be the Proud version. Yep.
Oh, I see. I didn't know that. Okay.
Because right now that's only been available in Japan, and now it's coming out here.
Yep.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense. But yeah, and now I'm looking at the images for East Origin. Yeah, this is a different game I played. I'm probably gonna later on re-download this one and try to go through it. This will be a nice Steam game for me to play. Steam Deck game. So Why not? But yeah, once I at least play and beat one of them, I might just get the Nordics one for the Switch too, and I'm pretty sure I'll have fun with it too. So. But yeah,
Yeah. Funny enough too. Both of these games are both by Nihon Falcom, which they continue to make games. I just feel like they definitely fly under the radar when it comes to the West, but they still release these games in the West. And I don't know. I just think it's kind of cool that they are doing two big Switch 2 releases over here in the West with what seems to be great. We don't know yet what Trails in the Sky is gonna have in terms of performance. Like we know it's gonna have enhanced visuals and frame rate. That's all they say. But we don't know if it's gonna have 120 FPS or not. But it'll be kind of cool if it does, since then that would be another game that has 120 FPS. Fan, you gonna pick this up?
Probably not right away.
Mm-hmm.
I know I played a Yeast game before. I haven't beaten a Yeast game, but I played it. Played the whichever one was on the Vita.
There was a couple. There
sounds
was
accurate.
Memories of Cell something, which I think is 7, maybe. Let me see, because I'm
Lacrimosa of Dana. I played that one.
yeah, and then I think 8 is also So Memories of Cell Seta, and I think 8 also is on the. You said 8 is on the Vita, right? As well. Yeah, 8 is on the
I
Vita
don't
as
remember.
well.
Okay.
Oh, they have a game called East versus Trails in the Sky. Interesting.
That's crazy.
It might have
Yeah.
been Origins, because I think that's the one that looks like
East Origin.
almost sprite characters. Like where
Yeah, that one came out on the Vita as well. As said, yeah, PS4,
Yeah.
Vita. It also came out on Xbox One. Interesting. Yeah, I don't remember. I'm trying to look through here to see which one is the one for PSP. I don't see a PSP one. It might be a re-release of the first game. Nope.
Wow. Technically, when I first started East Origin, I didn't realize I was playing the first game. I mean, Origin, of course, but
Yeah.
apparently, according to the synopsis, it takes place 700 years before the events of 1 and 2. Apparently, that's cool.
Well, yeah. So I was looking at it. Apparently, all the East games has the same main character. It's Adol Christian, and you play as him. So I don't know. Does he live forever? If you're saying that that's 700 years before, then and you're playing as him, what does that mean? I guess we'll have to play the games to find out exactly what's going on.
You can also get it on GOG. I might just buy off of GOG. I don't know. It all depends on I'm feeling. But yeah. Main story is only 11 hours. If you want to be a total completionist, 35.
Oh yeah, I see right here where it says, yes, this East Origin was released December 2006. It takes place 700 years before the events of the first game, following the separation of East from Asteria. The two initial playable characters are Unica Tova and Hugo Fact, the two character stories. Okay, so I guess that game is the only one that has two different characters. And it says Adol appears only as a hidden bonus character.
That's actually funny.
Yeah. Player would be able to play as with the disc. Yeah, but then I guess all the other games you play as him, and I assume it's pronounced Adol. I don't know. It could be Adol. I don't know. It's just one letter off from somebody that you don't want to say his name, which is kind of funny. Oh yeah, PSP East 1 and 2 Chronicles. So that was the PSP one that my brother played. Cool. But yeah, that's a game that I'm excited for. I can't wait for that to come out. And yeah, it's going to be my first game into the series. Last one that I wanted to mention for a Switch 2 edition, and it seems to have leaked. I don't know if it's officially confirmed because I can't find it anywhere, but it does seem that Starfield is coming to Nintendo Switch 2 in 2026. While there's no official announcement, somebody who's been on a huge track record has said that Starfield is coming to Nintendo Switch 2. I'm not gonna get it. You guys know me. Unfortunately, I'm just not a big Bethesda fan, so it is a pass for me. But for those who want to play Starfield on Switch 2, then cool. You're gonna get a Switch 2 version of Starfield. Not for me. Anybody here excited for that?
Don't really care. I mean, when I was doing my internship at this one spot, I had a mentor of mine that was like really about hype about Starfield, and when it came out, bro's enthusiasm just plummeted, bro.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess all you Starfield fans, you should be excited. I unfortunately we're just not the podcast for Starfield, so that's not our cup of tea here. But I will tell you what's our cup of tea here, because we're gonna go into some Gamescom news and let's talk about the thing that was most exciting about Gamescom for me, and that is Resident Evil Requiem. And till this hour, well, maybe not to this hour, but still, there is quite a lot of things coming out for Resident Evil Requiem. Has everybody saw the gameplay and all that stuff that's going on?
No.
Yep.
Yeah, you haven't seen it? Okay. Brian has. How about you, fan? Oh my goodness, you guys
started
gotta see
watching. So I was streaming the Gamescom, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like, we're gonna show Resident Evil Requiem, and then an ad showed up, and then it like completely skipped ahead. I'm like, what the hell just happened? Like, because I was watching, I wasn't watching it live, so I don't know if like for whatever reason YouTube just like went from where I was at and just like jumped to live, so I missed that whole section.
Well, I'll say the Gamescom stuff you didn't miss much of. It's the stuff after the fact. So a lot of people have uploaded videos of like the demo. They have like live capture of the demo, and it looks amazing. It looks way scarier than I thought. Like definitely scarier than Village, because Village, in my opinion, wasn't that scary. I think Resident Evil 7 was a little bit scarier, especially that intro area. And then once you start getting the weapons, you were kind of cool. But this thing looks creepy. The monster that they showed that's following you and it's kind of like stalking you around there is straight up terrifying. When you first see like the gameplay I saw is like she's holding a lighter for a light, which I mean, the amount of light that it's giving off is crazy. Like must be some like supernatural lighting. But anyway, it's a game, right? I shouldn't, base that off of that. But she's holding up the lighter, and then she goes towards this entrance, and then you just see this giant hand just go like this, and her face comes out, and I'm like, holy cow! Like, what is this coming out? And yeah, right away I was like, this is going to be a day one buy. It was of course going to be a day one buy, but I think this is a game that people will be scared of for sure. I highly recommend you guys watch that trailer. It's a great trailer. Brian, what were your thoughts on that? Did you see that same trailer as well? Or not trailer, but like gameplay?
Yeah, I think so. I also saw the thing like where she gets like a dresser thrown at her or something like that.
Yeah.
And it freaks her out. Yeah, people are kind of saying that it's kind of a nice change of pace because she seems like truly frightened, which I think when you're playing, I mean, Ethan Winters, when you played as him in 7 and 8, like he wasn't like a Chris Redfield macho type, but he kind of went confidently into the night because he was trying to save his wife and then his daughter.
Yeah.
So the mentality is kind of different when you have someone that is kind of, I don't know, it's just not as like scared and just kind of like moving forward because he's forced to. Whereas this, she seems like genuinely terrified, and I think going into her role as a player, I think that kind of adds some degree of vulnerability when you're playing that can make things even more scary.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they're taking the right messages because arguably the scariest part of Resident Evil 8 Village was the part with the dollhouse. That was the scariest part easily for me. I think for most people, because like after that you go to the factory and that's not really scary at all.
It's
and
all action
maybe you have a couple.
there.
Yeah, it's all action based, so it's not as scary. But that part at the dollhouse, like that's where stuff is really scary in 8. And then in 7, I would say 7 scared me a lot more than 8 did, just because you're in the house and it's just very close proximity to everything. And I know I've mentioned it multiple times on the podcast, but there's this part in 7 where you go into the basement the first time and it's just so dark and it's like it's hard. It's hard for, even though I've platinumed it, like every time I had to go back and do that, like it would always scare the crap out of me. But yeah, I mean, it's just so funny to think about how where Capcom was with Resident Evil at one point. Like you had Resident Evil 6 that a lot of people consider not good at all. 5, I thought it was like okay. I don't like forced co-op in games, and like the computer character wasn't particularly helpful if you weren't playing co-op with somebody. Then obviously you have 4, which is one of the best games of all time. And so it's kind of just been this really interesting thing where it's like, 4 was one of the best games of all time, 5 was okay, 6 was kind of trash, and 7 redeemed the series, and 7 was fantastic. And then you had the Revelations games too, which were very well received. I think especially I think the second one even more so. I don't know, but they were both
The first
well
one was
received.
more than the second one.
Oh, the first one was more okay.
Yeah,
my mistake. So and then 8 came out. 8 was really well received as well, just because the gameplay, and you also had you had very iconic enemies in those 2 games too, because you had the family in I don't remember what their last names were, and
the Baker
family in
the Baker
7,
family.
the Baker family, yeah, for sure. And then in 8 you had Lady Damaras.
Yeah, I just call it Lady D. I don't know.
Lady D.
Lady Dumatresk.
Dumatresk. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I know it's not the right way to pronounce it, but yeah, that's her.
Does the art style look a little different?
What'd you say?
Does the style look a little different for Requiem compared to the previous ones?
Looks the same.
I don't know. For some reason, the character design looks a little different to me for some reason.
Yeah, this is the same to me, because a lot of people thought
she's a girl,
she was Rose.
and you're playing as a girl in the game. I'm kidding.
It's funny. It's funny when when they start unveiling like trailers for 8 and stuff. They weren't expecting a lot of people for like seriously just fiending for Lady Domitrescu. It was it was the funniest thing, and then like the guys at Capcom were just like, wait, what? Like, what do you want? And then so they took advantage of that hype and just kept replaying the same trailers with Lady Domitrescu. Was so funny to me, man. So yeah, to me, yeah, it was. I think that was one of the fun times with Resident Evil, because man, people were just being horny over a tall chick, bro. It was crazy. But as for me, for Requiem, I haven't seen any of the trailers, but despite that, I'm still gonna buy the game day one. I'm ready for this game. I bought Resident Evil 8 day one. I'm going to do the same thing for Requiem anyway. So, but yeah, I will watch the trailers later on and see what you're talking about and stuff. If they're more aiming for more of a scare factor, hell yeah, I'm ready for it. Sign me up. I mean, heck, I don't know when this other game is going to come out, but I think 1 or 2 months from now. I think no, 1 month from now, we're going to get Silent Hill F as well. Yep. I think so. Yeah, so I'm ready for all the scary games. Throw them at me. Do something new with a Resident Evil or something like that. And like, if they're gonna throw in Leon Kennedy somewhere in there, so for what it sounds like to me, it looks like that he's probably going to be in the game, but as like a supporting character or something like that. I think. I don't know, but we'll see.
Like Alice Wong to.
Well, so according to one of the rumors was, and this was before Requiem was even released, because they had a lot of things right, saying it's a return to Raccoon City. They're in style that it's similar to Village, but they're also going back to the basics. And then one of them was, and this was also a interview they did before they even announced Requiem, was also saying that they're looking to close out the story of Raccoon City completely, to just kind of, because they feel like they never really closed it. So that saga is looking to close down. And of course, in that leak was saying that Leon Kennedy would be the main character, and this will be the end to his story. That same person who leaked is saying that this is a fake out, and that this is going to be, you do play as what's her name, Grace. You do play as her, but she is not the main character. And what we're seeing is just the intro to Requiem. So like everything they're showing is just the intro. And then later on, where you go into Raccoon City deeply and everything, that's when you're back as Leon. And it's basically going to end his story where he started, to close out that kind of thing. So
I wonder if they're going to do like a similar style to 4, where you have, Leon as the main guy, and then you have to watch over what's her name again?
Grace.
Claire?
No, Grace.
Grace. Yeah, Grace. And it'll be interesting to see if they go down that route and stuff, because for one thing, it already sounds like that she's already useful when it comes to like holding certain things, unlocking certain puzzles and everything like that. It'll be fun to see if they go down that route, because I mean, based from what I remember at least from the first trailer, at that point in time, it looked like all the events already happened, and the guy asked her to recall on what happened or something like that. So we know that she's still alive and still kicking, but what about Leon?
Yeah.
Right? Where's he going? So.
Yeah, I mean, he should be alive. David says the Stalker in RE9 looks scary, especially because it can squeeze through everything. Yeah, that is. When you see it, it looks like ridiculously scary. Not only by design, but like it's like tall and like I don't know what's for lack of words like lanky, I guess you could say. And it just the way it moves, it's creepy looking. One of the theories that people have on that is that it's actually Grace's mom that's chasing you, which would be even creepier. But yeah, it's looks good. They have a stalker character since Resident Evil 7. You've had a stalker character. I guess technically 6 because when you played as Jake, you had that like nemesis guy that was always chasing you. But it's not the same as this where Resident Evil Village or sorry Resident Evil 7 you had the Baker dad that was in the hallway chasing you. You had in Resident Evil 2 we had Mr. X, of course. Resident Evil 3 remake we had Nemesis, of course, and then you have Village, which had Lady D in the first portion of the game chasing you. So the stalker in this game is just that. So yeah, I'm excited. It'd be cool if they if Leon is there. I hope they also bring Claire back because, like, unfortunately, like Claire's only been in one other game. No, I lied because it's been 2 Code Veronica, and then of course we had Revelation. Oh yeah, so actually, no, Leon already has 3 games. I lied. So Leon has
6, 4,
2, 4, and 6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Leon already has 3 games. So technically speaking, I guess you could close him out there. But Leon is the most popular Resident Evil character for. Is everybody's favorite character Leon here?
Probably.
Nah.
No, who's your favorite, Ash?
I like. I don't really have a favorite per se.
Mm-hmm.
It's. I okay. I have like 2. It's like a tiebreaker. It's like either between Ada Wong or Albert Wesker. Yeah.
Well, we know Wesker's dead. What about you, Fan? Do you have a favorite Resident Evil character at all?
Not really, because I'm not like a huge Resident Evil like fan. I haven't played all the games. I'll play some every now and then. I'm not a big like horror gamer guy.
Mm-hmm. I hear you.
Like I don't like to get jump scared.
Playing
Resident Evil, the new Resident Evil 4, like it got too much for me.
Oh, that got you? Oh no way!
Yeah,
no
4's
way.
not that. Yeah, 4's not that scary. Like
no,
2
just
is definitely scarier.
Just
than 4.
I was like under like the freaking house, creeping around in the dark with a flashlight. I'm like, yeah.
Okay, but
like,
that was it though. That was it though. That was it.
After that, it gets more actiony and there's a lot more light.
If anything, just display the OG4, right? There's way you can't scare you. Well, they can't scare you with that game, at least, But there was one particular thing I remembered from the Resident Evil 7 demo portion, because I think they changed a lot of stuff from the demo to like to the main game.
Mm-hmm.
So in the demo, right, when you're walking up the stairs, right, there's these mannequins that are just standing there. Mm-hmm. You remember what I'm talking about?
I remember that, yeah,
bro. They use the oldest trick in the book where you walk, they just follow you. And then when I noticed that, I immediately shut off the game. I shut off. I was like, I'm not having those games whatsoever. No. And then when I came back to the actual game itself, they removed it. I was like, thank God, I can play this game.
Remember the demo? The demo was it was not a demo to the actual game. Well, it was a demo to
it was its own separate. It was its own separate thing,
separate story. Yeah, because remember, you're these guys who were trying to film a horror movie, and they went inside there because I think they lost somebody or something. So they went inside the mansion, and then like they each started disappearing one by one, and then you're trying to find them. Because the whole time that in that demo, I think it's the little girl. I forget what her name is. She's the one that's doing all of that.
Oh yeah, I know.
The one that was I think she was the old lady in the end. I think, if I remember correctly.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, because she was the one that made them all go crazy and do that. David says that RE4 is not that bad, but Resident Evil 7 is scary. Yeah, 7 is definitely scarier than 8. 8, just I would say the beginning part is scary, then after that is Village, which 7 is kind of the same thing, but I feel like comparatively, 7 is just scarier, more scarier than Village. Excuse me, in general. And then you have.
I think it's.
Go ahead.
It's because in 8 you can escape to places, where in 7 like you are stuck in that house.
That is true. Yeah. Yeah, because there was a lot of hiding spots in 8 too. And it also did better sound design, in my opinion. So it was positional audio was a little bit easier, where you can tell where she was walking and when she was in front of you and not, which was, pretty cool. I gotta get back to Village, because the third person mode is there, and I started it and I just haven't continued playing it. So I definitely have to go ahead and finish that. But yeah, I'm excited for Requiem, and we'll wait to see if a lot more comes in, and if Chris actually is, or not Chris, I'm sorry, if Leon is actually the main character. I was gonna say that my favorite characters are Chris and Jill, the OG, like the dynamic duo, right? Whatever you want to call them. They're my two favorite characters, and I think it sucks that if Leon gets a send off, and then I feel like they did Chris dirty, he just became the action guy. Like I don't know. They could have done better. I don't like
Yeah.
what they did to Chris. Even his segment in Village is just straight up action. He's got like grenades and just doing all these things and fighting all the Lycans that in the beginning of the game you were like kind of creeped out by, but he's just fighting them like it's nothing. So yeah,
I guess they want to show like a different perspective though. Like if you play as Chris and you're never gonna die, you're never gonna get hit by these Lycans or zombies or something like that. I think they're trying to like display that, but at the same time, like I kind of.
I mean, yeah, they're saying like this dude fought
Yeah.
Wesker. Like, what can be scarier than Wesker? Like a superhuman being that had like superpowers.
He knocked down a boulder with his bare fists.
Yeah.
Which that was one of the references in the Village, which was funny. So
Yeah, that's true.
By the way, the little girl's name in RE7 was Evelyn.
That's what I
Evelyn?
thought.
Okay.
Evelyn.
I forgot what her name was. Yeah. All right, moving on to the next game. The game that everybody seems to be talking about, and it was the highlight of Gamescom opening night live, I think for all of us. That was the Lego Batman Dark Knight trilogy. I thought it looked great. It's basically the Arkham verse combat, like the whole gameplay mechanics, but you're playing through was it Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises, through those movies, which I did not know. I found that out today. That's exactly what it was. I don't know how I missed that during Gamescom.
How'd you miss that when freaking the Bane Lego freaking says, "I was born in the darkness"?
I thought they were just referencing
he said the line
movies.
from the movie.
Yeah,
and then he steps
He
on a
said the
Lego
line
piece, which
from
is
the
hilarious.
movie.
yeah. Well, because I'm here thinking that they were just borrowing stuff from the movie. I didn't think they were like the whole game was based on that. But yeah, that
I mean, those Lego movies. That's what those Lego games is. What they do. Like they
that is
literally
true.
take a franchise
Lego
movies and
Batman
make it into a game.
Lego Batman the games like 1 and 2 were not based off of anything. They were just their own original
I know,
story.
but like Harry Potter, all of those were like that. The
Harry Potter, Star
Skywalker
Wars,
saga.
yeah, that's true.
Like
Indiana Jones.
they do that.
That was Indiana Jones as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they also had they did the Marvel ones, but then they also had the Marvel superhero one, or was it Marvel superhero? There was I think 2 Marvel ones that weren't based off the movies. Because they did the Avengers, but then they did 2 games that weren't based off the movies that were pretty good. But yeah, anyways, go back to Lego Batman. Yeah, I think this was the highlight of Gamescom there, because everything else was kind of, no offense, but wasn't like, I don't know. I wasn't really feeling it. I was feeling like Shulk a lot of the time.
I thought you would have said the Resident Evil Requiem was your highlight for Gamescom. But...
Well, I mean, I was excited for it, right? And it definitely was the highlight, and especially the stuff after the fact that got me even more hyped. It's just the bit they showed was just a small, like, not even a trailer. It was just like a cutscene, and then it's like, oh, Resident Evil Requiem can be played at Gamescom. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, show me more, and they did show more just after. And I'm just talking about like opening night live, the little thing that they had there. But is everybody excited about Lego Batman? Is that a day one buy, or is it a wait for a sale type of game?
For me, it's a wait for a sale, mainly because I'm not really a huge fan of Batman myself.
What?
Or not.
You don't like
I'm not
Batman?
like. Not that, I like Batman, but not as much as other people do. So.
All right.
The one superhero that can pretty much beat every superhero because he has a contingency for everything.
Yeah. I do have to say though, I mean, I miss the old Batman animated series. I miss Kevin Conroy.
Yeah.
And everything. So, but like, I don't know. I used to like the Lego games back then. I think it started with Star Wars. I feel, and
Yeah, I think
I don't
so.
know. It's
Because you
yeah,
had
I don't know.
Star
It's just
Wars and Lego Star Wars 2, and
yeah,
then I think Indiana Jones was after those.
yeah. Um, honestly, the Lego games it'll take a lot out of me to buy one. There's nothing wrong with them. It's just I just fallen out of like Lego stuff. I
Mm-hmm.
think that's what it was, you know.
Well,
So
that's understandable.
yeah, so I'm pretty sure the game is going to succeed, no issues whatsoever. So it's just for me,
And
I'm
they're all
like
kind of the same.
yeah,
I get it.
Yeah. Well, this
yeah.
one
I mean,
seems as more open world, right? Because the gameplay mechanics are Arkham based, so it's like playing an Arkham
Yeah.
game, just in in the Lego verse, I guess.
yeah, I know there were like differences back then, because like in Star Wars, of course, you're gonna have the elements of Star Wars, like
Mm-hmm.
Jedi, stormtroopers, the Force, and everything. And then with Lego Indiana Jones, I think the most part you
Yeah,
had
but the
was this
formula
you just whipping
is
everything.
like
Essentially, which is funny. So,
the
but
formula is kind of the same. Like you're playing through the movie, and then they sprinkle in Lego like humor
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
into the
Lego
game.
humor. Yeah, it would be cool if they had. If actually, no, never mind about that part. But like, I think the other game that I saw people were raving about when it first came out, I think it was called Lego City Undercover. And when I
Mm-hmm.
saw it, I was like, oh, they basically made almost Grand Theft Auto Lego, because you're playing as a cop, so it's not really Grand Theft Auto in a sense, but um yeah, people were raving about that. I was like, oh, that's cool. It's good that they made a game like that. So, but overall, all I'm saying is that like it's it's not my cup of tea and everything. I'll probably play at a friend's house, or probably at a cousin's house if they're like 10 years old, 10 years younger than me or something like that. And I'll probably play with them or something like that. But that's pretty much it.
Right. You gonna pick it up?
Did you say me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am gonna pick it up. I'm gonna get it on Steam probably day one. I'm sure Green Man Gaming will have a nice little sale on it that we can use our code for, and
Mm-hmm.
that'll probably be the only place I buy it for day one. The rest, like I'll probably get it on PlayStation once it's on sale. But yeah, I'm definitely get that game day one. It looks really awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Um. I don't know. Day one, I definitely will pick it up. Definitely, I have to wait and see. It really just depends on where I'm at in gaming space and what I'm want to get at that time. So, but definitely, like I said, look really really cool, and I'm excited for it. And fan, you said, just in case I didn't skip you, but you did say you weren't gonna pick it up. Mm,
No, I might later down the line. It's on sale or something.
I gotcha. Cool. Next game that I thought was pretty interesting from Gamescom, which I honestly didn't think I cared about it, but after seeing this campaign, I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm a little bit more interested in it, and that is Call of Duty Black Ops 7. Yes, we're talking about a Call of Duty game on the podcast. And really it's because the campaign mode looks very interesting. It doesn't look like Call of Duty at all. There's a lot of mind games in there. A little bit after, I watched the kind of like a developer direct for Call of Duty Black Ops 7, and how they try to make the campaign unique. So you'll do like realistic like boots on the ground missions, but then what happens is I guess the story is they did something to their minds and they're all infected. So then you'll start going into these weird like mindscapes, and that's why you'll get on these like floating islands, and there's all these weird stuff going on in them. And that's because of what's happening in their mind. Kind of like the scarecrow levels in Batman, like Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, where it's like a bunch of weird stuff going on. So you'll have a little bit of both of those, which is pretty neat. And I think it's just kind of neat for a campaign game. So probably something that I'll play with my kids, or play myself down the line. Because I do like Call of Duty Black Ops in terms of just multiplayer. It's fun. Like I'll play it every now and then. It can be fun, but I feel like campaign wise, I always like Black Ops 1 and 2's campaign. I thought they were pretty neat, and this is a sequel to Black Ops 1 and 2 in terms of campaign. So I'm excited to continue the story and see kind of like where it ends. So really, really cool. They got returning characters. One of the characters is, I can't
Mason.
remember his name. Well, you got Mason, of course, who's the main character, and then
Oh,
you
are you talking the other
have
guy named Woods?
Yeah, who's the blue guy from Guardians of the Galaxy? What's his real name?
Blue guy.
Yeah,
Yondu?
Yondu. Yeah, who does the whistle with the thing,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
With the mohawk?
yeah,
Or
he's played
whatever?
by him in there, which is kind of cool.
Oh, okay, that actor. Got it.
Yeah, that actor is there, so that's kind of cool that they got that. So yeah, I'm excited for this. Are anybody else here excited for it? Did they take a look at the trailer, or is it just kind of like, eh?
Oh yeah, I saw the trailer. It
Mhm.
looks interesting. If anything, the story campaign kind of reminds me a little bit of Call of Duty Cold War, which was the last Call of Duty game I bought. I actually enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed it a lot mainly because of the campaign and stuff. Because of course there was just something new they were trying to do with it when it comes to you self-inserting yourself as the main character and stuff. And then by the end of the game they put a whole bunch of like mind sci-fi like stuff, which in my opinion I feel like they took some of that inspiration from Bioshock 1 and everything. But yeah, I want to look more into it and stuff and see what else they have to bring, because I think right now the FES shooter for me of the year is probably going to be Battlefield 6.
Yeah,
Because like I play the open beta multiple times by now, and man, it's just if you got the right headphones, you realize they did a really good job with the sound design. The destruction is amazing, and like it's fully team based. There's no I in team, right?
yeah,
If you're a medic, you're supposed to be going around helping people up while you're killing some mother effers too. So it's yeah, I just love Battlefield 6 a lot more. Now the campaign, I'm not too sure they're going to do better than Call of Duty. I don't think so, honestly, because Call of Duty they're trying to aim for more unrealistic stuff. Which
yeah.
meanwhile with BF6 they're trying to aim for more boots to the ground realistic scenarios too. So I think this comes down to like what do you prefer by the end of the day?
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I think I definitely like Battlefield 6 more than Black Ops 7. Like I'm more interested in that in terms of the multiplayer side of things, but when it comes to like campaign and of course zombies, Call of Duty has my interest for those things, which are unique to
Yeah.
them. Were you gonna say something, Brian? No? Okay.
Not really. I'm interested in it as much as I could be for a Call of Duty game. Like I'm really apprehensive about any sort of changing that they're doing. Like, yeah, like the streets are upside down and stuff, and I mean that's cool or whatever. But like, I really think if there's one game that's in need of a true reboot, it's Call of Duty. I just feel like they've been kind of recycling the same thing over and over again for the last 20 years. I think it's time for them to do something new with it. And the new I'm talking about isn't like Donatello and Beavis and Butthead as skins.
Yeah, I mean the Gundam skins were pretty cool. Like I like the Gundam skins in Call of Duty.
Didn't they say the new Call of Duty is going to be you can do a co-op campaign?
Yeah, the campaign's 4-player
co-op.
co-op. Yep.
That's
good
right.
group stream.
That I thought was cool.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool.
That's what I like too.
Have they done a co-op campaign with Call of Duty?
Yeah, they have.
Well, I don't think like 4 players like that, because like they tried some of it.
Not
in
4 players. It only split screen, 2 players.
Yeah,
it was I'm pretty sure which ones. It's one of the older Call of Duty games back then. I'm pretty sure there's some of them that had a co-op feature on it. I'm pretty sure Call of Duty 5 World of War had it.
Yeah.
There's also, and the thing is too, they don't really account you as a second person. It's more like, oh, here's the main character. Meanwhile, there's a ghost here. That's like the P2 or something like that.
And this you're gonna play as those 4 characters. So like you're the squad. So each person would be one of those characters that are in that squad, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And like one thing that's got me excited for the campaign was because Fan remembers this when we were playing Modern Warfare back in the days, and we were trying to play. There's like a mode that we kept trying to play, and one of the guys who was playing with us kept crashing, and we could not do this mission. I believe it was you who was there, Fan, or it might have been David, one of you who was there, and he just kept crashing over and over again. We're like, you know what, we can't even do this mission. But it was a cool like co-op like PvE that they had going on, where you had to find these puzzles to move on, and then of course like shoot. And it was pretty hard because like you would get like the NPCs were pretty tough there. So yeah, I'm excited for it. Like if we'll see how it goes, and maybe if there's a good sale like in the holiday season, maybe pick it up or something. I think it'll be a pretty neat group stream game to do for the campaign, since there's 4 of us, right? That'd be pretty neat.
I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this much: if they can make a huge comeback with like the writers that they had back then, like I would say like Black Ops 1 and 2, and then let's not forget Call of Duty 4 and then Modern Warfare 2. If we get those same writers, then I feel like they can make a huge comeback with the campaign. But I feel like nowadays not a lot of people are trying to focus on the campaign for the game. Is more for just multiplayer aspects. But I want like even like investments in both modes and stuff, right? So try to get at least the single players to buy your game instead of just the multiplayer people, you know. But I feel like one of the most fun moments, one of the most like intensive moments I remember from Call of Duty is the ending of Modern Warfare 2. And if you remember this, you get quote unquote backstabbed, and then later on, not backstab, you get stabbed in the chest, and you're on the ground as your comrade is fighting the main antagonist, and then you have to mash in the A button to like literally take the damn knife out, which is unrealistic because if you take the thing out, you're gonna bleed out faster. But once you take it out and stuff, then you have to use your left toggle to aim at the knife and aim it for his head. I thought that was awesome. That was the most military thing I ever seen in my life. And I'm like, man, I wish that they can bring that back. And then I think a friend of mine was also telling me another ending, a cool ending in Call of Duty where this actually came from Modern Warfare 3, where apparently this guy was like in some sort of building, right? And he was trying to escape from something. And what happened is that the building was about to collapse, and he hopped into this helicopter. And then as he was in the helicopter now started like swerving him about to crash it as well. So he had to jump out of that. And then once he landed somewhat safely, and like everything was like crashing in front of him and like fire blazing around him, he decides to bring out a freaking cigarette and start smoking. I'm like, what? You know, it's just I like those kinds of things, right? So I really hope they can bring back those kinds of writers for these kinds of games, because I feel like it's just you're bringing out the most fun out of them. Another cool example is in Call of Duty Cold War, or actually better yet, in like they brought back the composer that did the music for Black Ops 1 and 2, not sure for other games, but they brought back that same composer to do the same music for Cold War, which I was like, damn, that lobby music sounds so freaking banger. It wasn't normal military like lobby music. It was just upbeat, trying to get you ready to play the next match and stuff. I like that a lot. I will probably send you like a link to the song, James, to let you know what I'm talking about. But that was so good. I was like, wow, they actually brought the big guns. So hopefully they do the same thing for the new Black Ops game that's coming out. You know?
Yeah. So definitely. That we'll have to wait and see when Black Ops 7 comes out. Later on this year. I don't know if did they give a release date?
I'm pretty sure. Oh no, I don't know.
I thought they did.
It's called Black Ops 7, right?
Yeah.
Black Ops 7.
I should have made sure they had a release date for that.
Oh, November 14th. What's
November
also coming out
14th?
November 14th?
So another November game.
Yeah, but is there another game that's coming out the same day as this one?
Not that I know of. Kirby's the 20th.
Oh, I was about to say. I was like, oh, bro, wait a minute. Okay.
Yeah, Kirby's the 20th.
Got it. All right, cool.
Moving on, gonna try to finish these last few pretty quick. Hollow Knight Silk Song comes out September 4th. Anybody excited for that? Is it a day one buy for anybody? It's probably not for me a day one buy.
I need to finish.
I still haven't beaten freaking Hollow Knight.
Okay, so everybody, we're all the same way.
I gotta play that first, and I already have.
That game has been like supposedly coming out for so long. I'm in no rush.
Yeah.
Same here, and like and I already got it on Steam. I can just put it on my Steam Deck and go from there. But yeah, I'm happy. I'm really, really happy for people that have been waiting for this game for like years. Yeah, so I'm happy for you.
Oddly enough,
yeah, same.
Hollow Knight was the first game I played on my Steam Deck.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna have to restart. I played it on the Xbox Series X, and of course, I no longer own.
That's
a
game you can't like drop for 2 years and then go back to it. Like you'll be totally lost.
Yeah, I honestly, I'm not worried too much about it for right now. I mean, the game's gonna come out as like $20 or something. Like I don't know. Yeah, I need to eventually get into Hollow Knight and finish up that game anyway. So, and
it's
I'm
funny
pretty sure that game's not that long either. I think. Let's see.
No, I think it's pretty short. But it's funny you mentioned that, Brian. I picked up after Gamescom that night. I played some Expedition 33, and I forgot what button was what. So I'm getting hit by everything. I was like, wait a minute, what's the block button or the counter button? What is the dodge button? Then they introduced, like, the first match I got into was introducing you press the right trigger button. I forgot what they call it.
Oh, gradient. A gradient.
Yeah, a gradient. I was like,
Yeah,
oh my goodness. Now I don't know what is what. So like the whole time
Those
I'm
become
just
very
missing.
important.
I'm just missing everything, and I was like, you know what? I'll get back to this when I get the chance. And I just saved it and stopped.
Speaking of Expedition 33, so Brian, I kind of got the foreshadowing on what the two endings are, and I'll hint it this way. If I were to choose between A or B, unfortunately, due to what it's about, I'll go with the B. If you get my gist, if you get what I'm saying.
Well, there's yeah, we'll talk later.
Yeah.
We'll keep. I'll try to continue to play and catch up. Have you played Expedition 33 since, Fan? No. Okay.
I need to.
Yeah. I'll try to catch up. Slowly but surely. So we'll see. I'm gonna give it another chance before I get rid of my ROG Ally. But speaking of ROG Ally, there is the Xbox ROG Ally X that was previewed. We do got official prices. It looks like it's $549 for the base model, and then the Xbox ROG or ROG Xbox Ally X, whatever it's called, the Xbox version of this ROG Ally. We'll just say that.
The Ally XX.
Yeah, the X version will be $899. What do you guys think about this pricing? Like, it's basically the same price as the ROG Ally X.
So
and it's more powerful, right?
Yeah, is it more powerful?
It's more powerful. Well, on paper it is. It has the Z2 Extreme, but
so
that's it.
What's the difference between the base model and the Xbox One?
I think
because we're going from like five something to like 8 something.
They're both Xbox models. The difference is one is a standard Ally, the other one is the Ally X.
Yeah, the Ally X has the. Go ahead, Fan.
The white versus the black model. So the white model is your entry level. It's going to be like how when they came out with the Ally initially, they had the like extreme and the regular version.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So this one's going to be kind of the similar. This will be technically it's still I think it's still a Z1. It doesn't have the Z2 architecture. It's still the older Z1, but the Ally X Xbox edition will have the Z2.
So that explains the bigger price jump now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
but there's other things too, like not just that. There's the screen resolution is different on the entry model. I think it's like it's not 1080. I don't think it's 1080.
Probably 800p or something like
that. I thought it was like maybe 800p or 720. I know it's a lower model. I don't think it has the same battery either. I don't think it's an 80 watt-hour battery.
Let me see if I can pull up the specs real quick.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a huge difference, and I get why there's a huge difference based on the price between the two. But me personally, if Microsoft releases like the software for that, just how like Steam released Steam OS, so now you can kind of like load it on anything. Like I'll keep my Ally X and I'll just load that on so I get that extra couple gigs of RAM.
So the ROG Xbox Ally, and then there's the ROG Xbox Ally X. The Ally has the AMD Ryzen Z2A processor.
But it's basically a Z1 based on like the compute units and stuff like that.
Yeah, the X has the AMD Ryzen AI Z2 Extreme processor. The regular Ally has 16 gigs of RAM at 6400 LPDDR5, 24 gigs of RAM on the X with LPDDR5X at 8000. 1 terabyte for the X versus 512 for the regular. They both have the 1080p 500 nit 16:9 display. Both have 120 hertz FreeSync Premium. And then
the battery's different, right? I'm pretty sure
80 watt hour versus 60 watt hour. on the regular Ally.
Oh man, I bet that 60 watt-hour one's gonna drain in like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
It's not great.
What's interesting is the X has a USB 4 port where the regular Ally does not. So that's interesting.
Yes, they do like an eGPU or something.
Yeah. Yeah, and it says it supports eGPU. Yeah, that's really it. I've in the preview event.
Is it HDR?
Let me go back to the display. Where's the display at? It doesn't say HDR.
Wait. Is the screen OLED?
Okay.
Oh no,
It's not OLED.
No, it's LCD.
Oh, it's not OLED.
Damn, rest in peace.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, going back to that, like they did. Oh, look, it says boost beyond with XG mobile. So now there's Thunderbolt XG mobiles that they're making. Interesting. It's gonna have a 1590. So you know that's gonna be like $10,000 or something.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. But yeah, one thing that they showed off in the preview is that they are using AI to kind of like they're coming out with a new version. It's similar to FSR, but it's different. That's going to be used on this unit using their AI, and basically it's going to have like a better like smoothing, like upscaling effect that goes together with FSR, so that it doesn't look as kind of like weird, which is interesting. But they said that that feature is not coming out till later on, in after it comes out. They didn't say exactly when. They just said later on it's coming out. I will probably get it. I think the $8.99 price is super high. What I'm gonna try to do is see if with like the Geek protection, because technically I do have a defect. I feel like it's a defect because I can't install a game since Fan says he doesn't have that problem, and other people, according on Reddit and stuff, don't have the same problem as me. I think it's some type of defect that when I install a game, it takes like again. How big did I tell you the file size was? Like 2 gigs or whatever was the update file for Expedition 33, and it took almost the whole GamesCom for that thing to get done. Like that's ridiculous for something that small. But yeah, if it's a replacement like eSwap protection, then hopefully I can just use whatever I pay for there and just have to pay the difference for the Xbox or ROG Xbox Ally X. How about you guys?
They've done tests to like for comparable. Was it the AMD 395 or whatever, the mobile GPU APU that's out, and it's basically the Z2 Extreme based on like specs and stuff like that, and there's not like a huge performance bump. Yes, it's a little bit better, but not like leaps and bounds better. I think it's like 15%, 20%, depending on the game in terms of FPS, which might matter depending on the type of game. But me, I'll just hold on to what I have for now, and we'll see.
Yeah. I think honestly, if I didn't have that issue, I probably wouldn't have changed it. But I have that issue, so I see this as an excuse to see what it has to give, right? And I'm curious about those new AI features, because this is an AI version of Z2 Extreme, which I believe the Lenovo Legion Go is not using that same chip. According to what I understand, the Lenovo Legion Go only has a regular like Z2 Extreme versus the AI Z2 Extreme. So it has a bunch of AI cores that are dedicated to what they're going to use for the gaming side of things. And they said they have unique features that the ROG Xbox Ally X will do first, and then later on will be coming to the PC and other like their other stuff later on, which is pretty interesting. They showcased the UI. It's had a lot of people questioning that is this a separate kind of like container, kind of like SteamOS, where you load up in game mode and then you have this, or if it's just like an app that just kind of like closes it in and you can kind of force close it. Because it's super quick when it switches from desktop mode to the like Xbox UI, whatever you want to call it, or what they're using for the new interface.
Like an overlay.
Yeah, like it's more like just an overlay rather than a container, the way SteamOS works. So be interesting to find out how that goes. And that is coming out in October, I believe. I believe they did say the release date. I was just on the page. I should probably have fact checked that. Doesn't say. Yeah, it doesn't say release date. I thought they confirmed that it was October, but I could be wrong. I don't see it. Yeah, sorry. I'm trying to see if it does say something, but it doesn't. Oh, they have a new version of Armory Crate coming to this one, so that's gonna be interesting. It looks a little bit.
That's what I'm hoping.
cooler.
Like Microsoft will release the image, right?
Yeah.
For that version, and I could load it onto mine, and I'll essentially get their version.
Yeah, I would assume
with all
so.
the benefits of it being stripped down.
Yeah, I would assume so. It doesn't say on here. I thought they had a release date of October, but I could be wrong. I might have to double check that again, and maybe next podcast I'll correct myself there because I'm not finding anything that says a release date, but I could have sworn I saw something that said October. Oh yeah, right here, October 16th. Yeah, launches October 16th. So I was right. I don't know why it's hidden. Like you figure that's the first thing you would see when you Google search it, but it's not. All right. Real quick, I'm gonna breeze through the last announcements. Indiana Jones is coming to Nintendo Switch 2. We did mention earlier that Starfield looks like that is also coming to Nintendo Switch 2. Funny enough, no Black Ops 7 for Switch 2. That's one thing that Microsoft promised that going forward they would put Call of Duty on Nintendo consoles, and they did say no Black Ops 7 at Switch 2 at launch. Who knows? It might come out maybe later on next year. We're all talking about this during the GamesCom live. Is that it looks like that maybe Nintendo did not give out dev kits to everybody, so people got dev kits very late, and now they're scrambling to get their games on Switch 2. Or it could be just that they don't care about Switch 2, like Sparking Zero devs, where it has a horrible resolution and frame rate. There's a Halloween game that was announced from the same makers of the Friday the 13th game. It's just, Halloween, Michael Myers, right? Got to go ahead and do that stuff. So that's pretty interesting for anybody who likes those type of games. And then Black Myth, I do not know how to pronounce the last name, but there is a new Black Myth game, not Wukong. It is, I think it's Zong Kui, I believe is how you pronounce it. I could be wrong, but that is, I guess, another famous Chinese lore. I'm not familiar with this one. I only knew of Wukong because of Dragon Ball, right? That's really it. This one I don't know about. But yeah, another Black Myth game was announced there. So yeah, if you know about that lore, it's more of that. We'll have to wait and see. They just showed a cinematic trailer announcing it. No gameplay or anything. That. Last thing to mention is Tales of Xillia was officially announced. We talked about it last podcast that was leaked. Of course, it seems that that's officially announced. Very disappointing because when it comes to the Switch version, there's only a Switch version, no Switch 2 version, and it's kind of lame. It's 1080p docked, 720p handheld at 30 FPS, where consoles it's up to 4K at 60 FPS, and of course PC is the only platform that you can get up to 120 FPS on, which is weird because I feel like Xillia, a PS3 game, should be able to go ahead and do 120 FPS on a PS5 or PS5 Pro or an Xbox Series X, no problem. But you're stuck at 60 if you play it on console, and then of course 30 if you play it on Switch. No Switch 2 version yet. It could be like every other game that seems like at the last minute they announce a Switch 2 version. Let's hope so. But as of right now, there is no Switch 2 version. Going to end this with, what does everybody think about Gamescom? What did you grade it overall? I think, me personally, I'll start it off while you guys kind of think. I think it's still a D. Opening night live was boring, very boring, and the exciting news was after Gamescom. The stuff that they were releasing, people are trying out and talking about it. That's the more exciting news, right? We had people, they had hands-on previews of Final Fantasy VII Remake, and they talked about it's 30 FPS on Switch 2, but it looks very, very sharp, which I'm actually disappointed in because in the initial trailers they did show what looked to be 60 FPS in some areas and then 30 in some. So kind of disappointed it's 30 because I feel like it can go higher, especially when the Steam Deck can do 45 FPS on that game. So I would think you can do 60 if the Switch 2 is more powerful. Another game that they showed off, they talked about and they weren't allowed to record was Elden Ring, the Tarnished Edition, where apparently it runs really, really bad on the Switch 2. And it's at a lower resolution as well. And people are very disappointed. You only could play in handheld. And yeah, they just said it's just not good at all. Or actually, no, I think they said you could play it docked, and docked looked a little bit smoother, but handheld was just horrible. I believe that game they were saying that's how that was. So that's very disappointing, and hopefully they fix that. Another game by Bandai Namco that seems to have issues. But yeah,
which game?
Elden Ring Tarnished Edition.
Oh, they had that over there?
Yeah, they did, but you weren't able to record it. And everybody's complaining that it's horrible. It's not even a locked 30 FPS. It looked like it was around 20 FPS most of the time.
Oh, that's bad. Yeah,
Yeah.
They need to they need more time with that.
Yeah. So
Sheesh, okay.
that's it. But yeah, I say D overall. The announcements after the fact were more exciting. Ash, what do you think? Same thing?
Yeah, I say D.
Mm-hmm. What were you, fan? I guess you never finished it, so I guess it's kind of hard to grade it.
Yeah. I mean, if like what I saw so far, I probably rate it the same as what you rated.
Yeah. I know Brian was very excited about this.
Meh.
Yeah, I was a D as well. I would say F if I wanted to be really critical and be like there was like nothing in that got me excited, but I'll stay with D because there were some cool announcements that came after the opening night thing, so I'll stick with that.
Yeah. Cool. I think we're all set.
I didn't like
D.
how Keely says E3 is still alive.
Yeah. When he said that, I was like, this is not E3. Like,
ooh, Jeff. Jesus Christ, Jeff.
Yeah.
Every day he just becomes more delusional, man. Holy crap, Jesus.
Yeah, I don't get it. Like, I get it. You gotta hype this up, but I don't know. Like, if I was in his position and I saw this lineup, and I'm a gamer, I would be like, yeah, man. I don't think I'm gonna do the show. Like, I think the show is done. Like, and granted, like
he could have left most of this up to his co-host.
Yeah.
That girl, which he kind of did, but
Yeah.
like he could have he's like, hey, I'm excited and I'm gonna, like we're gonna. Here's this person who will be taking over the reins.
Mm-hmm.
Just like let her do it because like I would have been like, there's not a lot except for Black Ops 7 and Resident Evil that maybe people are excited for, and that's about it. Everything else is kind of
Yeah, and it's like repeat, right? We saw more Ghost of Yotei, more Resident Evil, more Call of Duty, more Onimusha. It's like stuff that we've seen already before. The stuff that we saw 2 months ago in Summer Game Fest, and we're seeing it again. It's just like, okay. And it's funny, they joked about it in the beginning where it's like, oh, you're going to see more Ghost of Yotei where you saw like a 25-minute or whatever it was PlayStation Direct on this. And you're on mute, Brian.
Oh, I said you're breaking up pretty bad right now.
Oh, I am? Oh.
Yeah.
Doesn't shows my quality is good. So I was saying that like
everybody else is breaking up everybody else is seeing him break up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am breaking up? Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, your voice is just like breaking up every once in a while.
Every once in a while.
You became a Hispanic T-Pan.
Yeah. I was saying, hopefully I don't break up. Let me know. Stop me if I'm breaking up again.
There, now it's better.
Okay, so now it's better. I forgot. I lost my train of thought.
Might have been just your bitrate or something. Who knows?
Could have been. According to here, it shows my bitrate was fine. But I forgot my train of thought now. Oh yeah, the guy in the beginning where he said that, yeah, we're gonna show off more Ghost of Yotei, even though we did a 25-minute PlayStation Direct. I was kind of like, yeah, why are we gonna see that again? There's no point in having it. Like, Resident Evil Requiem, to me, I was excited because we were gonna see gameplay, right? And in my head, I was like, okay, cool, we're gonna see gameplay. We had a announcement trailer, but now we're gonna see actual gameplay. And that's the only reason I was excited for that. I didn't need to see Onimusha again because I'm excited already for Onimusha. I'm gonna get that. I don't need to see Ghost Yote because I think everything I wanted to know about the game was showed off at that PlayStation Direct or Showcase, whatever it was called. What else did they show? Silent Hill F. Like, I think I'm already sold on the game. I don't need to see more about the game. Because the trailer they showed, I was like, all right, like nothing new. What else? Black Ops, I guess. Right? They showed the campaign, which I was, I'll say, I said it. I'm excited for that. I think that's pretty cool. But that's about it. Everything else was kind of meh, and just not my cup of tea. But yeah, that's that. Alrighty, we are gonna end the podcast here as we've hit that 2-hour mark there. I appreciate everybody for joining. As always, don't forget that like and subscribe button. We will be back tomorrow with, I guess, a group stream. We got to figure out what we're gonna do tomorrow, and then of course next Thursday we'll have the podcast. Again, as always, don't forget that we do every time we do the podcast, we try to talk about what's the latest news. If we don't, we'll probably like add in a mini game and then talk about a couple different bits and pieces. I'm trying to get some fun topics and kind of like put them away to the side for moments where we don't have news, because I feel like the next few weeks we probably are not going to have a lot of news for quite some time, because usually the weeks after a big event like Gamescom is kind of like dies down. So we'll have some other fun topics to talk about, maybe like our favorite RPGs or I don't know, like something. We'll figure that out. Bryant, where can they catch you at?
I'm at red_so_deep on Twitter.
What about you, Ash?
You can catch me at Destroyer on YouTube.
And Fan?
You can catch me at Phaneckswhy at all the socials: YouTube, Twitch, Blue Sky, X, Twitter.
And I gotta say, and of course you can catch me here, but I gotta say, this is the first time in a while I feel that we were able to do a whole episode of just nonstop like news. And I still missed out on certain things that I purposely left out, because it's like we were only gonna have the time of everything. So I just kind of highlighted pieces that I thought were exciting.
Those are the big pieces I think you hit for the
most
part.
You didn't want to talk about Busby 3D?
Oh man, I can't believe you forgot about good old Bubsy.
Yeah. Like that's the one that everybody wanted to talk about, right? But yeah, I thought so too. I thought this was the highlights that we could talk about, and go from there. But anyways, thank you, Fan. Thank you, Ash. Thank you, Brian. We will catch you guys next time.